Hey, so amazing. You see how they playing? Live wire, it's all about sports and entertainment. You don't want to miss it, so official like you never seen. Keep it going till the whistle blowing from the referee. Everything from highlights and stats. You know that we gotta run it back, whether on the field or the court. You know that this is where it's at. Subscribe, no delaying. This is Live Wire, sports and entertainment. Let's go.
All right, what's good? Welcome to another edition of Live Wire Sports Media. This is your Sunday Stroll edition. So I have did few videos on the Cathy Engelbert and Napheesa Collier situation. And the fact of the matter is that a lot of people seem to believe Fee. A lot of people don't want to believe, don't want to believe Cathy, and that's fine. You don't have to. But all I say, do your research. Do your research. Do your research on both sides to understand what's really going on. Because the fact of the matter is, a person that cancels a meeting, but then went out there and did a hit piece, that makes that person credible. No, it doesn't. Don't make Cathy credible either. But at the same time, she went out there and debunked the situation because a person went out there and literally tried to put a hit piece on them. But y'all want Cathy to go out there and say, oh, she did it. But Fee does not have any proof that Cathy Engelbert did anything or said anything. Now, when it pertains to Caitlin Clark, that's a whole separate entity because both of them have their own agenda and putting Caitlin Clark in the middle. But none of y'all seem to understand it or see it because y'all talking about it emotionally. You know what I'm saying? But guess what? I'm going to do y'all a favor today. I got two people. One that I follow and another clip of Marcellus Wiley because he broke it down. He broke exactly down. And you can say Marcellus is incredible, but hey, Marcellus Wiley, usually when he says something, it's pretty much accurate. It's pretty much accurate. You know what I'm saying? So the thing about it is that I can't tell y'all how to feel, and that's not my job. My job is just to highlight the confusion and the agenda behind the situation because both of them have their own agenda about what they're trying to do. You know what I'm saying? It's not where I need to highlight and say, oh, I need to show proof. No, he needs to show proof. If Cathy really said these things or did this thing behind closed door, then put it out. Video, taping, whatever the case might be. Don't just go out there with a hit piece and then get the fan base to rally behind you because you have an agenda. Because see, you're mad because Cathy and the WNBA don't want to partner with Unrivaled. And that's what it all comes down to. That's what it all comes down to. Ain't nothing got nothing to do with the CBA. And then you represents the player league. And then you run and tuck your tail because Cathy didn't stroke your ego in the public. Girl, please. Anyway. So here's the first part I'm going to play. And then I'll come back.
All right. So Napheesa Collier canceled the meeting with Cathy Engelbert. Now, you guys heard Cathy Engelbert said her and Napheesa was texting each other. They were supposed to meet. I believe it was Ramona Shelburne asked Cathy, is this going to be virtual or is this going to be in person? And Cathy said they haven't decided that yet, but Napheesa canceled it. So this was reported 2 hours ago. Napheesa canceled the meeting. And the reason why she canceled the meeting, first of all, you can't look Cathy in the face. In this meeting, it wasn't going to be private. It was going to be Cathy and some members from her team, probably a lawyer, because Cathy could never trust meeting with Napheesa by herself because Napheesa is a liar. And she would have came out from that meeting saying, Cathy said this, Cathy said that. So the meeting had to be with a lawyer or lawyers. There's no way Cathy would have ever sat down with Napheesa by herself ever again, or even virtually. Okay, so obviously Napheesa didn't want that because you can't lie on Cathy anymore because now we got lawyers sitting with us, right? So that couldn't happen. But the other part of it is that Napheesa is number one self-serving, trying to make it all about her, but this is pressure to make Cathy look bad, to make Napheesa out to be a victim, hopefully to put more pressure on this situation to not let this die down or go away, so that they could force Cathy Engelbert out, so they could hire a commissioner that will collaborate with Unrivaled. That was one of the things that her husband Alex had put out, and Napheesa. They didn't like that the WNBA didn't want to become co-owners, part owners in Unrivaled. The WNBA wanted to stay far away from Unrivaled with the NBA. They didn't want anything to do with it. And so Alex and Napheesa and Breonna Stewart and their partners, they didn't like that. So if they could, because if they partnered with the WNBA, then obviously that will give Unrivaled a lot of clout. It will help Unrivaled become more sustainable, more viable, if they can attach themselves with the WNBA officially. Okay, totally affiliate themselves with the WNBA, but the WNBA don't want anything to do with Unrivaled. Stay far away from them. There's a lot of seedy things going on over there. So Unrivaled's major sponsors, investors, with Napheesa Collier, obviously her husband, Breonna Stewart, everyone who has stake in this, they want Cathy Engelbert out. Unrivaled is underwater. Outside of social media impressions, Unrivaled has nothing to offer you. They're underwater, you guys. The WNBA gives them clout if they can officially affiliate themselves with the WNBA. But they feel that that's going to take Cathy Engelbert getting out of there. So if they could lie and sell this to the media who's desperate for stories, okay, for something salacious, so that something that's red meat, so that they can get ratings and clicks and all of this other stuff, and that's what they're going to do, hoping that it would apply pressure on the WNBA to get rid of Cathy Engelbert and hire someone who will collaborate with Unrivaled, okay, who will partner with Unrivaled. And they feel that this would help Unrivaled become sustainable and not fold. They only got like a 6-year contract with TNT, but there's language in that contract where TNT could back out of the deal, okay? And that's not what they want. There's language in the contract, obviously, with HBO, because it's still the same thing, where HBO could back out of it and no longer will those games be streamed on HBO Max, okay? And so that's what this is all about. This is about pushing. This isn't about the CBA, because they're offering you 4 times more than what you're getting paid and willing to move up a little bit. On top of the amazing stipends you already have, they're going to give you even better stipends this time around. So it was never about the money. And Napheesa said that this isn't about the money. This isn't about attendance, ratings. She said it's about negligence at the top, and which is a joke. It's a lie. Okay. What this is about, you guys, it's about making sure that they are officially affiliated, partnered with Unrivaled, because that helps Napheesa, Stewie, their investors, and her husband look like a success. So Cathy will not partner with Unrivaled because the NBA doesn't want to partner with Unrivaled, okay? And that's what this is. But they feel that if they could force Cathy out, that somehow Adam Silver will appoint a new commissioner that will somehow, I guess, convince Adam to partner with Unrivaled. And that's what this is all about. This is Napheesa trying to save her husband and that business from drowning, because they're underwater, ladies and gentlemen. They're dead in the water. There is nothing impressive about Unrivaled. They had no momentum until Napheesa decided to lie on Cathy Engelbert and throw Caitlin Clark's name in there, hoping that Caitlin would be disgusted with Cathy and will finally join Unrivaled. And Caitlin stiff-armed them again. Then they thought Caitlin fans would hate Cathy in the WNBA and would start watching Unrivaled, but Caitlin Clark fans gave her the stiff arm. We didn't forget what you did to Caitlin Clark and kept her off of Team USA. You, Stewie, Chelsea Gray, all the leadership of Team USA. That's what was reported in USA Today.
All right, so I'm going to pause right there because that's just part of what I've been saying. It's a hidden agenda with Stewie, Fee, Gino Auriemma, all of them who has some stake into Rival. And that's why the WNBA don't want to be in there, because if the WNBA was to partner with them, the WNBA will own the majority of Rival, and they don't want that. They want to be a partner, where they own half, the WNBA own half. And the thing about it, the WNBA was going never to be a partner, because the WNBA most likely would have turned Rival into a G League type of format, spread it out a little bit more, add more teams, different things like that, and have more players in there. And then the thing about it is, they thought they was going to technically get money from both sides. You know what I'm saying? Out of the WNBA and on Rival. And the WNBA is not going to go for that. The owners or the board of governors was never going to go for that. So this is a lot deeper, and it became personal with Fee. Now, if y'all, and I'm going to show you that what I'm saying holds a lot of weight and merit, because everybody think it's more about the league. In some sense it is, but it's not. So right here, it's 44 said on X, he said, rumors are that the real friction started with Cathy told Feed the WNBA had no interest in buying on Rival at anywhere near the self-valuation of 245 million. So you just heard CFW the God talked about it. And I'm just showing you more information on X that is saying that. But see, that's the thing about it. But everybody wants to go champion on Fee and think that what she's doing is so noble, so on point, where it's well, Cathy's gonna get fired. She's gonna get fired. All of this is a tactic. And like he said, Cathy is never going to Cathy. The thing about it, Fee reached out to Cathy. Cathy didn't reach out to Fee. And that's what y'all fail to realize. And then y'all say, well, show proof. Well, it's in the ESPN article that they said it, that she reached out to her. But y'all don't take time to research or read anything. Y'all just go on with other people's word and just say this stuff. Now, I'm gonna bring Marcellus Wiley in too, because he's gonna break it down a little bit further and tell you exactly what's going on. And the thing about it, you have to, when a person do a speech, you always gotta listen to the words. You can't listen just to listen and go on like deaf ears. You gotta, and not doing it emotionally. And I think that's what a lot of people just get up in the emotional part of it and just run with it instead of dissecting and be more logic and be open-minded to both. This is the thing. If you're being open-minded to both sides, then it makes it more understandable. When you just say, oh, no, Fee did this, she said this. But what she's saying doesn't even hold weight because she don't even have proof. That's the problem. Cathy went out there and denied it and said, oh, this not what it is. But at the same time, well, Cathy's lying. She's lying. She didn't even made a. One thing you got to understand: when you in a higher position of business or operation corporations, your job is not to come out and stroke the ego of the public. It's never that. You just give a statement that what you say what you need to say and keep it pushing. You handle everything else behind closed doors. Everything is not made to need for the public. See, like I said before, Fee acted on recklessness, emotion, and being hurt because the WNBA does not want unrivaled, period. So let's go.
We've all seen this viral video from Napheesa Collier calling out the WNBA's commissioner, Cathy Engelbert, and it was universally lauded off of first listen. But now I want us to take another listen, play by play. And instead of listening to it emotionally, let's listen to it logically and see if it stands up, because what I first thought was an oral op-ed now sounds like a hit piece. Let's go.
Thank you all for your time today. I have prepared a statement that I'd like to make before taking any questions. All right. Hey. So first of all, I'd like to congratulate the Mercury for advancing to the finals. And I want to be clear, this conversation is not about winning or losing. It's about something much bigger. The real threat to our league isn't money, it isn't ratings, or even missed calls, or even physical play. It's the lack of accountability from the league office.
Okay, lack of accountability from the league office. The league office has to be accountable to who, right? Let's frame it. Are we talking about accountable to the players, accountable to its fans, accountable to the bottom line? A lot of ways accountability can be shown. Let's go.
Since I've been in the league, you've heard the constant concerns about officiating, and it has now reached levels of inconsistency that plague our sport and undermine the integrity in which it operates.
Okay, so we lead off. Think about it now. You guys all been in English class. We start off with your topic sentence, right? Lack of accountability. And then your supporting sentences. We're supporting it by the officiating. That's an interesting thing. I didn't think that would be number one in priority, but the officiating is, in her eyes, so bad that we need to do something about it. That's the greatest threat to the league. Really?
But see, the thing about it is, if the officiating was that bad and everything like that, why did they never say anything about it 2 years ago? Matter of fact, Cathy Engelbert been in the league since 2019, over 6 years plus. And if the referees was that bad, why that nobody never said anything? Why nobody never complained? Why nobody never tried to get it fixed? But as soon as Caitlin Clark and that 2024 rookie class came in and Caitlin Clark was getting beat up, nobody complained then. Nobody fought for the referee to complain about referees then. See, all of a sudden that you got hurt in the playoff game and then your coach acted like an ass and then got thrown out and got suspended and then y'all lost into the playoff game, then guess what that means? You got salty because you was hoping to win MVP, Defensive Player of the Year, or win the WNBA championship, and then it didn't happen. Now you want to take your frustrations out on the league and the commissioner.
Really? In every league, everyone complains about the refs. Everyone complains about the calls. Let's listen.
Whether the league cares about the health of the players is one thing, but to also not care about the product we put on the floor is truly self-sabotage. Year after year, the only thing that remains consistent is the lack of accountability from our leaders. Sorry, I had to walk here in my boot. I'm kind of out of breath.
Catch a girl. Catch a girl.
The league has a buzzword that they've rolled out as talking points for the CBA as to why they can't pay the players what we're worth. That word is sustainability.
Ah, now we're getting somewhere. Just in reverse order. You know, she inverted it. She really wanted to talk about that money. Come on. You know, life's a sandwich, and no matter how you flip it, it's all about the bread. Okay, now we're going to talk about the money.
But what's truly unsustainable is keeping a good product on the floor while allowing officials to lose control of games. Fans see it every night. Coaches, both winning and losing, point it out every night in pregame and postgame media. Yet leadership just issues fines and looks the other way. They ignore the issues that everyone inside the game is begging to be fixed.
Okay, all they do is issue fines. I played in the NFL. Let me just tell you, when we complained about the refs or the refs didn't do their jobs, etc., all they do is issue fines. The refs get demoted. We just get fined. So if you really want to get treated like the king of all sports in this country, which is football, you're kind of on the right track. Just fine your ass.
That is negligence.
Oh, really?
At Unrivaled this past February, I sat across from Cathy and asked how she planned to address the officiating issues in our league. Her response was, well, only the losers complain about the refs.
Okay, at Unrivaled, and I must say, Unrivaled is a league that she's a co-founder in, okay? And her husband is an executive in. So, not saying there's a conflict of interest. There is a conflict of interest. A rival league, pun intended, that is called Unrivaled, and she's a founder in it, and she's talking about the WNBA. Real greasy, too. Let's listen.
I also asked how she planned to fix the fact that players like Caitlin, Angel, and Paige, who are clearly driving massive revenue for the league, are making so little for their first 4 years. Her response was, Caitlin should be grateful she makes $60 million off the court because without the platform that the WNBA gives her, she wouldn't make anything.
Okay, very damning if you're Cathy Engelbert. Duck right now. But at the same time, is there any part of that statement that you misremembered? Any part of that statement or context that you didn't speak on just now? Point being, was that a executive from a rival league talking to another executive?
Yeah.
Or was that a player in a league talking to an executive? It was a personal conversation, and now that's being used as receipt. So far, factually, the only thing we have is a lot of opinion. I'm listening.
In that same conversation, she told me players should be on their knees thanking their lucky stars for the media rights deal that I got them.
You still ducking, Cathy? Here's the thing. I don't know how that was expressed. And I could clean it up if you really want to. Y'all should be thanking me for it. Look, we have been in the red. I'm talking about blood red. I'm talking about drowning in blood red from day one. And now we're trying to crawl ourselves out of it.
Exactly.
So what do you want me to do? We are hemorrhaging money. We lose money every single day, every single way. And I am working with these NBA owners or other owners in this league who are subsidizing us. Can y'all get off my back? Okay. And part of that. And two, look, you shouldn't say this, but we know the real. Like, Caitlin Clark still needs a platform to play basketball for her to make all that money, right? Or she would just be an influencer on TikTok, right? So she obviously is probably taking a little too much color with that statement, but probably trusted in you that we just having a convo for real. Like when cats get together and they have a beer at the combine. They like, I hope you ain't recording.
And see, the thing about it is, Caitlin Clark never complained. That's the problem. Caitlin Clark never complained. She just go out and play basketball, whether she got beat up, got injured, or whatever. She still kept her head down, still been gracious, and still played. That, for her to put that in there, whether Cathy said it or not, it just goes to show that Napheesa Collier is very vindictive.
Gordon, oh, you are?
That's a mentality driving our league from the top. We go to battle every day to protect a shield that doesn't value us.
Okay, battle and shield, never say that. Cliche, once I hear that, I'm like, okay. I know it's a pre-written statement, but at the same time, get to the real, get to the receipts. Right now, you just told me a conversation that you had with Cathy that I don't know what was real from fake. And we're complaining about the officials, which everybody complains about the officials. And we're talking about the money, but we really haven't talked about the money, because if we talk about the money, there's a flip side to the conversation about the money in the WNBA, which is y'all ain't making no money. So we're going to just say we deserve to get paid more and pay us what we deserve, but we don't want to talk about what we earn, which is a meritocracy, which is sports is built on.
The league believes it succeeds despite its players,
Marcellus.
not because of them.
Oh.
I have the privilege of watching my husband run a league where he has to balance 100 different things at once.
That conflict of interest popping his head out again.
Yeah.
You run a league, your husband runs a league, that league is going against the league you're talking about and playing in, and you use your exit interview to do some marketing for your league.
That's what it was. Marketing.
Hit piece.
Tear down another league.
I won't pretend the job is
market
easy,
your own league.
but even with all of that on his plate, he always takes the time to reach out to players when he sees an injury, whether it's unrivaled or even during the WNBA season. That is what leadership looks like.
No, it ain't. I wish Roger Goodell would call me every time I sprain my ankle. Man, if you don't get off the phone and make me some more money, you better go sign some more rights deals. You better go out there and get this licensing deal done. You better go out there and grow this game globally. Calling me because my ankle hurt. See, this is facts over feelings. Now, we in our emotions right now. I could get it genderfied, and I'm not going there because my mama was hella tough, tougher than me. So I'm not going there. But damn it, if your commissioner is expected to grow the game and also check on your boo-boo, no wonder y'all ain't making no damn money. Who in the hell want their commissioner to call them when they sprain their ankle?
It's the human element. It's basic integrity, and it's the bare minimum any leader should embody. This year alone, I've gotten calls, texts, and well wishes from so many players across the league. Those moments remind me that sometimes there are things bigger than the results than this game we play. But do you know who I haven't heard from? Cathy. Not one call, not one text. Instead, the only outreach has come from her number 2 telling my agent that she doesn't believe physical play is contributing to injuries.
This is tough. If you play sports, some things are guaranteed, which includes getting hurt. My kids are 5 and 6. They're already falling on the ground. Every time they fall on the ground, I say, get up. Why, Daddy? Because the ground is undefeated. It never loses. There's a dynamic duo that you will never beat in this world. It's called the ground and gravity. If you play sports, welcome. Your ass about to lose sooner or later to the ground and gravity. So I understand the physicality may be too much for you, and I will admit, I watch the WNBA sometimes. I'm like, God dang, they be hacking. But that's a different conversation. That's a different video. I'll tell you why they hacking in another video. It's obvious if you play sports.
That is infuriating. And it's the perfect example of the tone-deaf, dismissive approach that our leaders always seem to take.
She is marketing the hell out of that Unrivaled. I mean, somebody, I hope in the crowd just be like, excuse me, Napheesa, NC, come here. You can't do this. You imagine another league that was going against the NFL and one of the players in the NFL decides to hold the exit interview, destroying Roger Goodell, who always gets destroyed. But the NFL is also making a lot of money and wanted to market their NFL Europe or NFL Unrivaled. You would see through that. Why we don't see through this so far?
Those people.
I've finally grown tired. For too long, I have tried to have these conversations in private, but it's clear there's no intention of accepting there's a problem.
I told you they were private conversations. So look, that's why everybody goes to the podium and cliche.
Boom, boom. Now, for all y'all have sit here said that they feed it and go in there by herself, Cathy didn't go by herself. They had private conversations between the two of them. So therefore, it is fee word against Cathy's word. No receipts, no recording, no audio. Fee just really effed herself.
Mode, because they like, dog, I can't talk to you. You can't even have a beer with me. You can't even just chill with me. You can't even have a real conversation with me because you are using it for receipts to record, to go out there and regurgitate to people and probably not accurately. Who hasn't been there before? Dog, we just chopping it up. The hell you telling the world for? Okay. People bust the door. I say, okay.
The league has made it clear it isn't about innovation. It isn't about collaboration. It's about control and power.
Control and power. Choice words that I don't know where it applies. To the officiating? Yeah. Well, they're fining you guys when you call them out because they're trying to grow the integrity of the game, protect the shield. Like, that's how the NFL became king. Like, I'm not caring about how you feel. I'm not caring about what you think we should do. We are going to do that. And you are going to follow the rules. And we have a competition committee if you have any problems. But the commissioner shouldn't be under fire because you don't like the competition rules. Take it up with the competition committee. Calling me out just because I got a name, that's crazy.
I've earned this platform and I paid the price to get here. And now I have a responsibility to speak on behalf of the fans and everyone in this league that deserves better. Our leadership's answer to being held accountable is to suppress everyone's voices by handing out fines.
And this is why I keep saying it. Cathy Engelbert is not going to get fired.
See, this is why we do this show. I don't care how smart you are, y'all. You got to stop and think. The league suppresses voices, but how you get fined? They obviously didn't suppress your voice. You got that out there, and they like, nah, that ain't good for us.
Wow.
In messaging. I swear, the first time I listened to this, I was like, damn, she went in. Oh, that was dope. Then I listened to it again, and I was like, wait a minute. Oh, man, this ain't it.
I'm not concerned about a fine. I'm concerned about the future of our sport. At some point, everyone deserves to hear the truth from someone who I hope has earned the benefit of the doubt to fight for what is right and fair for our athletes and our fans. We have the best players in the world. We have the best fans in the world. But right now, we have the worst leadership in the world. If I didn't know exactly what the job entailed, maybe I wouldn't feel this way.
Boom! That's it. Oh, you out there getting your side hustle on now. You're going to come to your main job and talk about, y'all need to clean this up.
Exactly.
You over there moonlighting, talking about, oh, this ain't it. Oh, it ain't? Unrivaled may be better than the WNBA sooner or later. I am not even, like you said, it's not about wins and losses. I ain't making y'all compete. I'm just like, damn, this is dirty. Like, you are there. You can have a private conversation like you outed the one you had with Cathy. You could keep talking in communication. Or you could come up here and just say, look, y'all know I run another league, so take it like you want to take it. But I am rooting for my league. Like, this sounds like a political campaign hit piece. Seriously.
But unfortunately for them, I do. We serve a league that has shown they think championship.
But anyway, y'all get what I'm talking about. Now you see the whole logic of the situation. I showed you 2 videos, and I'm gonna put both of them in the description so y'all can go back and listen to it. Marcellus Wiley, who is very credible, understands the game, understands the rules of the game. See, when you operate off of feelings, nobody's going to take you seriously. Cathy ain't going to take you seriously. The owners ain't going to take you seriously. The board ain't going to take you seriously. Silver ain't going to take you seriously. You know why? Because you acted out emotional. Because your feelings got hurt. And the WNBA don't want to play by your rules. They don't play by your rules. You play by their rules. Simple as that. Again, like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Enjoy your Sunday, because I'm on that Sunday Stroll edition.
Hey, so amazing. You see how they playing? Live wire. It's all about sports and entertainment. You don't want to miss it. So official, like you never seen. Keep it going till the whistle blowing from the referee. Everything from highlights and stats. You know that we gotta run it back, whether on the field or the court. You know that this is where it's at. Subscribe, no delaying. This is Live Wire. Sports and entertainment. Let's go.